Hey guys, I'm Leila. We're going to be talking some Raid Shadow Legends today. So today is going to be a showcase for Lady Mikage in the FireKnight Hard 10 stage, along with Genzen, Newt, Cardiel, and Prince Kaimar. And this showcase is going to be courtesy of DaGreer. DaGreer, thank you so very, very much for this. So one of the reasons that DaGreer had wanted to try out Lady Mikage in FireKnight 10 is that he talks about how she brings a much needed ally attack, right? Which we know that she also helps boost the team damage with her buffs, and her ally attack lets Genzen attack at the same time, which is going to help them basically try to clear the waves a bit faster. So looking at, his runs that he's done so far, his best time has been about a minute in the FireKnight Hard 10. So it's going to be fun to see how we could do. And you guys, we're going to look at the gear in a moment, but you're going to see already there that she is in a reflex set. So the reflex set helps her rotate through, her AoE, which is going to help try to speed up these wave clears, right? So again, there's the reflex, and then we do have a couple pieces of instinct along with a refresh amulet. Now for her stats, and I just want to point out too that DaGreer basically has her staying in her base form. We're not going to have her shapeshift at all, because in her base form, that's where we're going to get the ally attack, we're going to get the buff extenders, the AoE, so we're going to keep her in her base form. Now for FireKnight, looks like we do have some added bonuses. So we have about 41,000 HP. We have 4,700 on the attack. We have 2,700 on the defense. We have a 305 in the speed, 74% crit rate, 269% crit damage, 187 on the resistance, 236 on the accuracy. And you can see that we have 12% on the ignore defense. Now, we also see, too, that she does have a blessing. So her blessing is going to be Phantom Touch. She has a chance of inflicting bonus damage to an enemy whenever she hits targets, right? So whenever she hits multiple targets, only one champion gets the bonus damage. So because we have a 4-star blessing here, is we have a chance to inflict bonus damage. We get additional attack. We also get additional HP and additional crit damage as well, too. And for her masteries, we are going to see that she's down the offense and the support trees. And what you don't see right here behind me is that we have Methodical with her T6 being War Master. So guys, bear with me. I've been sick. I'm sure if you guys have been watching my videos, you're probably getting tired if you hear me say that. But just in case this is the first one you've been catching up on, I'm still recovering, which is why I sound kind of like Kermit. All right, guys, so let's run over into the FireKnight. All right, here we are. So we're at FireKnight Hard Stage 10. We're going to see that Cardiel is in the lead. And we have him in the lead because he increases ally speed in all battles by 19%. So again, our team is going to be Prince Kaimar, Lady Mikage, Genzen, and Newt. So before we hop on in, let's check out the presets, okay? So round 1 for Cardiel is we are going to have him do Heavenly Host only once, which increased crit rate, increased crit damage on allies, and then does a team attack. We're actually shutting off his Angel Song, right? Which is removes all debuffs, does block debuffs, and revive on death. For round 2, the only thing we're going to have him do is his A1, which is Cow the Wicked, which attacks and also heals. It can also do a True Fear depending on the factions, right? And then when we get to the FireKnight, I'm going to start with this Heavenly Host, which increases crit rate, crit damage, and we want the ally attack, right? Because we want to try to take the shield down as fast as we can, so we want to try to get as many hits as possible. Prince Kaimar, we're basically going to have him doing his Phantom Fire, which is the AoE with the poison. And then we are going to shut off his Seal of Magic, which is the reset again. So we're keeping that off. Then when we get to the FireKnight, we are going to do his reset, right? So his reset is going to reset the cooldown of all ally skills. Lady Mikage, you are going to see we shut off her Imperial Decree, which is increase attack, increase crit rate, right? So what we are going to do is we're going to do her Silken Snare, which is going to be the AoE, and decrease the duration of all enemy buffs and all ally debuffs by a turn, and increase duration of all enemy debuffs and all ally buffs by a turn as well, too. It's going to be round 1. Round 2, we're going to shut off her Metamorphosis. Again, we don't want her to transform, right? And then same thing when we get to the boss, is we don't want her to transform, but we want to do her Imperial Decree. So we are going to do the increase attack, increase crit rate, and we're going to team up with allies. Again, we want this to be the first thing because we want to try to take down the shield as fast as possible. Excuse me, guys. All right, so round 1 on Genzen is we're going to do Steel Parting, which is going to be the AoE, decrease the defense, it fills his turn meter. And then we have Faded Vengeance, ignores unkillable shields, right? And increases the turn meter as well, too. Round 2, again, we're going to do Steel Parting, which again is going to be the AoE because we're trying to clear waves as fast as we can. Then when we get to the boss, we're going to start with Flowing Cuts, which hits 3 times. So again, we want that multi-hit, right? And each hit fills this turn meter by 6% into the Steel Parting, which is the AoE, decreased defense, and filling the turn meter. And then to round up our team is going to be New. We know that he was basically made for the Fire Knight, right? So round 1, we're going to start with Dwarven Might, which hits 3 times, has a chance of decreasing the turn meter, also fills up his turn meter as well too. Round 2, same thing. We're only going to be starting with Dwarven Might. And we'll do some of the Fury of the King, but we're going to keep Blessed Bash off until we get to the Fire Knight. And then Blessed Bash is going to be his multi-hit, which decreases the target's defense by 3% and also heals him. So we're going to start with that as well. So again, we want those multi-hits on the boss, right? Okay, so let's go. So from what it looked like, DaGreer's best time was like 1 minute 8 seconds, something like that, right? So let's run. We have our... ×2. Let's see how fast we could clear through these waves. Very nice. Gotta love Newt in the Fire Knight like this, huh? Again, like he basically he was made for the Fire Knight, right? Or there. So there we go. So 20 seconds into round 1. So again, I know this showcase we're not really using Lady Mikage in her metamorphosis. I call it Super Saiyan forms, right? I am curious though if anybody here does have any of the mythics. So far, like any showcases we've done or anybody that has been using them primarily uses, it seems like their base form. So I am curious if anybody has been using their super form or not. Okay. So you guys saw we keep doing, the multi-hits, try to knock that shield down, and there it is. So now that the shield's down, we should be able to keep it down as we decrease the turn meter, right? Look at that. New with just those multi-hits. So hopefully we can keep his shield, keep him from taking a turn. All those multi-hits. Good job, New. Can't wait to see how much damage these guys do. Look at that. Newt taking the extra turns like that. Oh my goodness. Yes, I mean, and we end with the Soul Reaper. Love it. So look at that. Newt with a 4.5 mil. And then, we have Gensen at 1.3. Look at that. Cardinal actually has 1.1 himself as well, too. So guys, this is showcasing, Lady Mikage in FireKnight Hard 10, helping with the, the ally attacks and the buff extenders as well too. Drop me some comments down below, guys. Have you been able to get Lady Mikage? Are you running her? What are you doing with her in general? I know for myself, I'm a long ways away from getting her. I had a bunch of the champs to be able to fuse her, but I ended up feeding them off because I think most of us ended up doing that. So again, DaGreer, thank you so very, very much for the showcase. Guys, thanks for watching.